Hey, and hey everyone. This is You're Not a Shitty Mom. It's our very first episode. I'm Nicole.
I'm Tara.
And we are here to be a sounding board for all of you and to share our experiences as moms who often feel like we're not doing good enough. Because I feel like that every day. And I also have learned in recording this, it's our second time around, that I have a potty mouth. So you'll have to excuse me. I do hold it in front of the kids, so that's one win for me. But I'm so excited to welcome you to our first episode of You're Not a Shitty Mom. We talk honestly here, openly, and maybe too candidly about the roller coaster that is motherhood. This is Tara.
Hi. Just gonna hop in here. We're two cousins, two moms, two women, just trying to survive nap schedules, PTA drama, and that ever-present feeling that we're not doing enough.
That's a pretty big feeling I have a lot of the time, not doing enough for the kids because I have other things going on in life, like a full-time job. But here we are. We'd like to share a little bit about ourselves so you get a sense of who we are, because we want this to be a safe place, a fun place, somewhere you want to be, people you want to listen to, people you want to commiserate with. We're here for you. My name is Nicole, and I came up with this idea with Tara after feeling like a shitty mom for the last 6 years of my life, because it's inevitable. We always feel like we're doing something wrong, even if it's just the fact that we're full-time working moms, which we both are. But one day I asked my daughters what made them feel loved by their mom, by me. And they said little tiny things like, you feed me, or you let me watch my iPad once in a while, which is more than once in a while. You rub my back when I sleep. And I was expecting all the grand gestures that I've done to be what they thought of as what, was love, like Disney World or vacations to the beach. But none of that comes up. And that really stood out to me and made me want to get this message out to you, that your kids feel loved by the everyday things you do.
I think that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Because we love doing the big grand things. I think that's like part of our love language too.
Oh, totally.
But for our littles, it's just you smiling and giving them a hug and, jumping on the trampoline with them, like little things that just
oh my
bring
God,
them
yes.
joy.
That does. The trampoline. I don't know about you guys, but as a mom, I cannot get on there without an adult diaper on. I am peeing my pants regardless if I just went to the bathroom or not. It is insane. Thank God that didn't happen as a kid. But let me finish telling you my story. Both of us were born and raised in Wyoming. We live in Jackson Hole. We feel very lucky to be here and raise our children here because we're connected to nature, and it's a small town, and we get to hopefully instill the love of that kind of living in our children. But the hardest thing for me is that my daughter, who's now 5 at 3, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I had to move away with her for almost a year for treatment. And I had to leave my older daughter, who's only a year older than her, behind. And that guilt was really tremendous, and it still is. I think she still suffers with that, always feeling like the attention's on her sister. So I've had a lot of things that, traumatized me as a mom and made me feel really terrible. But we got through it, and I found out that when you're faced with life's hardest challenges, you don't break down. You actually stand up to it. You become calm, focused, and you know that you have to be there for your kid, because you can't be breaking down when they're getting 40 rounds of chemo and 20 rounds of radiation for 9 months. So that's my story. I mean, we've come out of it. She's doing great. But the everyday things still make me feel real shitty.
Well, you are an incredible mom, and your daughters are two of the strongest little warriors ever.
Well,
And
there's something.
they're something, and you did do an amazing job. And thank God you are back to the normal grind of life where it is like, get ready for bed, brush your teeth, eat your breakfast, like let's move.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing, but also it's hard.
It is hard. But every day is almost harder than being alone with one child who is going through cancer, because you're focused on one thing when you're going through that. But as a mom every day, it's chaotic and you're focused on a million different things all at once.
Okay, so I think you just brought up a really good point about being a mom, where the amount that you keep in your head daily for every single person in your sphere and all the things that you're juggling, it is pretty incredible. So no wonder you feel like overwhelmed and guilty if you forget one thing, like pajama day.
I did. You guys, I wrote this script and I talk about feeling shitty about forgetting pajama day. And then I forgot pajama day. But thank God she had her stuffy in the car, so at least it looked like I kind of remembered. Oh my God. But yeah, anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you.
So I'm Tara. I'm Nicole's cousin. She is just over a year older than me and was like my big sister growing up. So it's fun that we are living together in the mountains and getting to raise tiny little people together. It's fun to just, like, anytime we can come down here and play with the girls or, you know, go on a family trip, it's kind of living our dreams as like growing up together, getting to raise our families together.
We, really grew up more like sisters. Our moms are sisters, and we always were together, really tight-knit family, which was, it was fun. It was really nice. We also got into a little trouble once we hit those teenage years, which...
And that will be coming.
I'm not looking forward to. Oh my God.
I also feel like I remember feeling how I felt at 15. Like, just because I've aged and gotten older, like, I still remember all those things. So for any of the moms that are out there that are raising teenagers, we look forward to talking to you about that experience, because we know it's coming. And we'd like to hear about what you're going through. But I have one son who is 2.5 and a husband and a very cute mini Labradoodle. And I'm a working mom and just trying to...
She's not just a working mom. She's a freaking boss.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody gets enough attention, love, my work gets done, and we plan fun things to do. That's my biggest guilt, is that I'm so depleted at the end of the week that really, like, sitting at home in PJs and being cozy is like what I want to do. But our parents made the effort to like get up every Saturday and load the kids in the car and take us hiking or canoeing in the park. And I want to show up for my son that way.
I constantly wonder this, like, how did our parents have so much energy?
No
I mean,
idea.
You came from a family of 5, having 3 children to grow up with. Even 2 is overwhelming for me right now. And I know our parents were a little younger than we are as parents.
But like, they were out here alone. They didn't have extended family helping either. It was just like the 2 of them. Yeah. Like, there were no grandparents really out here after a certain point. And so they just were like working, creating a life, figuring out how to make a living, and like giving us these incredible experiences as children. And they will tell you, they're like, I don't know, we just did it. And you're like, okay.
So I feel like we all will look back on all of this and be like, I just did it. I mean, people ask me all the time how I got through the cancer diagnosis. You just show up and you do it. It doesn't mean you're not feeling bad or struggling. But
you just, it's just one foot in front of the other.
It's tough.
I will say too that it takes a village mentality. Like, I know, I'm glad that you are here, but like doing it with friends, talking to people about what you're going through really does make it better.
It does. I mean, anytime I feel like I've done something shitty or feel bad about the way life is going, I call you. We talk. Yep. It's always when I'm driving. I can't take a phone call. Don't call me. I just if I'm ready to talk,
talking about
I will call you.
Mom,
yeah.
Mom. No.
Oh my God, do you notice that when you get a phone call at home, it's time for everyone to talk at you?
They need you.
My dogs bark. The kids need me. It's like they can't wait. And it's always something. Or they're in the bathroom saying, I'm done pooping. I'm like, cool. I'm on a business call. This is fun. Yeah. So we just want you to know we're all going through this thing called motherhood. And I think what we want to focus on in this podcast is research that, discusses the mom guilt phenomenon, how to overcome that. And obviously, we are not experts, so we're going to rely on research and guests to give us information about how to kind of come out of that cycle, especially as working moms, or you just feel like you're not doing enough. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the nitty gritty too. I mean,
we're here for community and
yeah.
Yep. There's that mom brain again.
Mom brain, that'll happen. We could have just changed everything up on the script, so I think that's why we're feeling a little lost.
We're flying by the seat of our wide leg pants, which I also just have to say, it was really hard for me to let go of skinny jeans, and now
I agree, but
our wide legs.
We're comfy in these and cross your legs. Unlike skinny jeans. I hope my fly zipped. Yep, it sure is. Okay, so I want to ask you about maybe one thing this week or one time that stands out where you felt like, oh God, I am a shitty mom.
I mean, we'll just start with the time that he gets home from school and I literally plop him in front of the TV because I still have an hour plus of work to get done and I need to sit at the computer and focus. And so it's probably not great for him, and I feel guilty is the theme, but it's what has to be done, and that's okay. Like, my mom will tell me it's okay, you'll tell me it's okay, but you're just like, oh, screens.
I know. So that's the hardest thing. I feel like the older generations really judge us for screen time and iPads. A lot of the games that I've downloaded onto my kids' iPads have something to do with learning, which makes me feel a little bit better. But I will say that life is way faster these days than it was when our parents raised us. And I think we're working way harder. We live in a town that's very expensive to live in, so there's no real time that we can take off and just be. We're constantly
you're your own boss,
going and going and going, and
So screen time's one. How much nutritional value the food has that my son is eating right now.
I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even think about that. But it is so hard to feed kids. Like, why don't they I
don't know. And
to try new things, first of all. I mean, I have one. So my daughter, Parker, who had cancer, eats she will literally sneak pieces of chicken off of her sister's plate as she's eating dinner because Reese is so distracted, and that just cracks me up. But then Reese, my eldest, won't try anything new. It is chicken nuggets, it is French fries, and we let her. It's mac and cheese. Oh my God. She is super into fruit, which makes me feel better, but not vegetables. Nothing green, no oranges, or not oranges, carrots. Thank you for filling in the gap there. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. There's just so many facets of raising children that are hard. And when we ask the older people, we just did it.
I don't know, we just did it.
And look how we turned out.
We're fine.
We're independent.
We weren't in car seats. They would leave us in. They would leave us in the car when they went to have beers in the coach.
That would be my mom. So the coach is a cute little bar in a tiny little town a little north of here called Wilson. And my mom would drive in, leave me in the car seat with a friend because we're about 1 year old. And go have a beer.
We're going to cut all of this, Penny. Don't worry.
Oh, I think Penny's just fine with it.
No. Okay. That's what's top of your list? I feel bad about food and screens because that's really
I was saying this to you earlier. I feel so guilty that I don't even really know how to play with my kids anymore. Like, I tried to play Barbies with Parker last night, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I think as you grow up, you forget how to play. And how can you ever like get that back? Just watching them, my mind doesn't work like that anymore. And I felt so guilty about it that I couldn't even play Barbies with her. Like, she was having to teach me and telling me I'm doing a good job. So
but
that's a mom guilt thing right there.
Well, and you just getting on the ground playing with her. That's all she needed. She didn't need you to be good at it. She just needed you to do it.
But I just felt so, like, brain dead. Like, I couldn't even come up with anything.
Oh my gosh.
And my favorite part about listening to my girls play together is they don't just play out what they're doing. They're like, okay, pretend that you're my little sister, and then pretend that I said this, and then pretend that I am going to the store. It's like,
I don't know how they learned to do it.
It is just so cute. But I mean, maybe I should take some cues from them and start pretending a little bit more.
Just pretend we're having
Pretend I'm perfect, a perfect mom. Pretend that you are a perfect mom.
Okay.
So maybe that should be the premise. We're done.
We play
Just pretend.
There you go. You're welcome.
And goodbye. What else are we going to talk about on here? Oh, so we've talked about mom guilt a little bit. Obviously, in future episodes, we're going to go deeper into that with research. But we want to talk about comparison and social media and how it makes you feel, how it makes us feel. Honestly, it makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not making the cute little lunches like you mentioned, or going on big fabulous trips with my kids,
birthday parties,
or looking perfect like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I washed my hair 2 days ago, and this is the freshest it will look for another 5 to 7 days. I rarely get a shower in, which it's hard. So, yeah.
Social media is tough.
It is really tough.
I love it. I'm addicted. It does feed me in good ways. I get actually great parenting advice.
Oh, yeah.
And I think parenting advice, you take it all in. You see what works for you. You let the other stuff go. You can't get too stuck on it.
Well, right. How do we navigate all the shit that's being thrown at us by, like, experts on parenting? I mean, how do you become an expert on parenting? You parent, right? So why is their method better? I mean, sure, research-based, but I think everything works the way it works within your family.
Within your family, yeah. Because all kids are different.
They're all different. I mean, my daughters are a year apart, and they could not be more opposite of each other. Like, my youngest is super sweet and helping and kind, and my eldest is super independent and acting like a teenager already and super sassy, and she scares me. So I love her to death, but it's just crazy that what works with my younger daughter does not work with my older daughter.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know, what works with Callum, your son?
We are very much in the middle of that second year, and those are famous years for being defiant, loving the word no. There are some laying on the ground crying moments. So we're trying to figure out how to really navigate that. And, obviously then your partner that you're raising your child with, or whoever's helping you with your child, like, being on the same page with that is challenging. And
that is challenging.
Having to figure out the path you want to go down together.
I don't know your experience per se. I mean, I know you in and out, and that sounded creepy. But in my relationship, in my marriage and being a parent, I'm kind of the disciplinarian. But it drives me nuts when my husband doesn't do anything. He can tune out the screaming and fighting and yelling and not saying please or thank you and just screaming, I'm thirsty, instead of could I have some water, please? Or I need some more water, please, Mom. And yeah, that's hard on me. Like, I don't know if you feel like you're more the disciplinarian or...
He's definitely more the disciplinarian, and that is something for us where he feels like I need to do more. But and this is where like our approaches to discipline are super different, whether it's like stern and yelling or like more corrective and distracting. You know, we're trying to figure that all out right now.
This whole gentle parenting thing is like, obviously, I want to be a gentle parent and I want to guide my kids and make them very emotionally mature when they grow up because that's what they need. But, I mean, how do you do it when they are screaming and kicking and...
I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you his way
impossible.
Is much more effective right now. And I don't know, and this would be interesting to throw it back to you guys, your experience. Like, I don't know if there is something just about, because I am the default parent, I am the main caregiver, but Luke will come in and he will listen to him much more efficiently. And he, you know, if Luke corrects behavior or disciplines him, he sits down and he says, okay, Daddy, I won't do it again. I don't get that. So
even though I'm the disciplinarian, I don't.
So I don't know if that's like a traditional role and I'll do some research and let you know. But that's in our house, definitely how it's going. So
at least you have one parent that they're listening to.
Yeah, because I yell, doesn't work. I gentle parent, doesn't work.
I know. And that's where I feel like I'm failing all the time is like, I'm not getting through to you guys. Why aren't you listening to me? Like, I don't want to be scary. I do have a shitty mom moment. So I'm not really for corporal punishment or, you know, spanking. But I think Reese was probably 2 or 3 and total meltdown, like hitting, biting me. And I spanked her and then I started crying because I felt so bad about it. I never thought that I would do that. And I got to that point and I learned a lesson. And the sweetest thing is she came up and hugged me and comforted me after I just spanked her. So they're so empathetic and like just trying to figure out the world. We have to like really take care of them and not be so hard on ourselves. Like so many people still use spanking and it didn't work for me. I can't get it to work, obviously. I can't try now. They'd be like, what? They'd probably laugh at me and spank me back.
I remember doing that. I remember laughing at
oh my gosh,
when I would get spanked.
So we grew up like sisters, and I will never forget this. She bit my ass in a pool. And I don't know why an ass bite hurts so goddamn much. I don't know how old we were, maybe like 4th and 5th grade. But yeah, we were that old. I was wrestling her after we got in from the pool, like trying to strangle her, which I don't have that mean, like angriness in me, but she just looked back at me like a psychopath and smiled.
I have recently learned that that's a defense mechanism for some people when they get really uncomfortable.
I understand, but
they laugh, and I have fully...
I mean, it's like church laughing, or like if you're at a funeral and something gives you the giggles, you can't stop.
Can't control it. I did it to Luke the other night. He was like, why are you laughing at me? And I was like,
oh my God.
Control over this. Anyways.
Husbands are fun to talk about too. So we might get into that a lot here. Speaking of laughing at someone when they, you know, like you just said, or smiling when someone's mad. I was trying to throw out t-shirts of my husband Corey's that had holes in them. And he came in from work and was like, what are you getting rid of? Like, what are you doing? And he like looked in the box and like, I am telling you, these things were disgusting and worn out, like never going to wear them again. But he is a hoarder and has to keep everything. And he started screaming at me. I'm like looking up from a box full of clothes and he's so mad. And I just start bursting out laughing. So you're right. Defense mechanism. But I really was like, oh my God, come on.
Been caught.
Yeah. Oh, I just sounded like Candy, our aunt, or...
We got a lot of that in us, guys. We're going to work on it.
You will turn into your mom. So just think about that. Do you want your kids to turn into this? I mean, I think we're doing okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty proud.
I had a really fun mom.
You had the best mom. My mom was like emotionally unavailable.
Your mom was working her A off.
She was,
providing,
and she did a great job. I'm very independent because of the way she raised me. What's happening here? Okay, we're still going, I hope. Oh my gosh. So,
Okay.
what should we talk about next? We just really want you guys to know who we are, what we're going to be talking about. We're going to have different subjects every time we come on. All of it research-backed, science-based.
This one loves knowledge is power for this one.
I do love it.
I take advice from her constantly because it means she's read 17 articles, listened to 15 podcasts, and interviewed a doctor about it. So,
but she probably hates that about me. I hate being the know-it-all, and I know that I was growing up. I mean, if I read it in a 17 magazine, it was truth. It was a gold standard, and I would relay that information any way I could. I mean, I still rely on 17 magazine.
You dive in. You
now I really
have something.
do dive in, and I'm excited about all of this. We hope that you're excited to be here. We hope that you can handle listening to us and even maybe watching us. We're videoing right now, but TBD if it shows up anywhere online.
Yeah, but we'd love questions. We'd love topics that are important to you. If anybody wants to come on or...
Yeah, we are going to have a lot of guests here, and we can't wait for them. We already have people from our Instagram asking to be on because they feel such a call or like a calling. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Can you help me out here?
Yeah, so they feel, I mean, everybody has their own experience, and they value getting to give their opinion or experience because it might be able to help someone, but it really is about community. And the "it takes a village" phrase, I go back to it a ton, like again and again, but that's because it's real. Like, we need each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not in the same place as somebody you need. So that's why technology is amazing. But we need each other, and then you're not alone, and you'll get through it.
Yeah. So we just want you to remember, you're not a shitty mom, and nor are we. No. We're pretty good. And I never say nor. I mean, I think I just felt nervous or, first time.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're Wyoming girls, and it's our first rodeo. But we are so glad you're here, and we can't wait to keep spending more time with you and teaching and learning together. So.
And sharing.
Oversharing. Yeah. Can't wait for those. All right. We love you. We're out. See you soon.
Bye.
Don't do finger guns like I did.